Yeah, I'm back. I'll allow it.
Everybody go ahead and take the benefits of the long rest, after which your 2 arrows are delivered to you. And it's going to be a several days journey back to the position of the living wall. You're going to travel overland back to the entrance of the mine, and then I think it was a day and a half through the tunnels between the bottom of the mine and the top of the House of Torment.
I have the children ask for some more provisions so I can fill back up on rations.
Yes, they provide you with trail rations, ammunition. Who is going to be carrying this powder keg?
Adrex can't, because he has a longbow to grapple with right now, and which I was going to ask you about. It's a +1 longbow. It uses strength instead of dex. Anything else I need to know about it?
Nope, that's it.
All right, I gotta set that up in my character sheet.
I mean,
Raazu. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, if nobody else will carry it, Birdie will carry it.
Birdie's going to have to wrap his arms around this thing, and he will tire very, very quickly carrying this object.
I mean, Raazu could probably carry it.
I would trust Raazu with a powder keg. She knows what it's like to be a powder keg.
The question you have to ask is, do you really want Birdie carrying this?
No, we don't.
No, not even a little.
To put it into video game terms, this is not like you found a bomb pickup and now your bombs go up by 1. This is like you buy the big bomb from that guy in Link to the Past, and you'd be very careful dragging it around you.
Yeah.
Because it might explode at any point.
So,
We've earned an inconvenience.
no Faymore near the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
You must stay. You must be 30 feet away from the powder keg at all times with open flame.
Yeah, I would suggest that no one without dark vision should even be carrying.
Which is pretty much just Adrex.
So, Raazu, while you're marching, you're going to be stowing your weapons in order to carry this powder keg. Okay. It has snowed considerably. The weather tables were not kind to you while you were in Brennier's domain. As you exit, there's several inches of snow left on the ground. And the winds are strong, blowing against you. And you travel through several snow flurries as you're heading back down into the regions surrounding the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anybody who's scouting or keeping watch as you're marching? Or are we all just marching together?
I mean, Birdie would be scouting ahead as best as he could.
Birdie, make me a perception check.
Daylight or...
That's up to you.
Night.
You guys can be marching during the day or during the night.
Imagine traveling at night would be safer since.
Yeah, I don't like being snowblind by the glare.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your light source during the night when you travel?
Well, Adrex has the Faymore, and else is blind or...
So Amor is walking with the lit Faymore?
I mean, I believe we have a 30-foot policy with powder keg, but I think that's fine.
So, basically, like, Adrex is in front. Like, I'm scouting ahead, Adrex is in front. 30 foot back, we have Raazu, and then either Windy or Red is carrying the awesome torch.
The blue torch?
Yes.
Why do we need the blue torch?
I don't know. So Adrex can see if you get jumped.
Well, the blue torch, the blue light, the dim light torch doesn't involve. It doesn't.
Right, but I mean,
flame,
everybody,
so I could walk
everybody
into
in that
no
group
problem.
has dark vision or is blind.
I'll leave that up to y'all.
I think just leave the blue torch concealed, and if we get into a fight, we can pull it out so Adrian can see.
Alright.
I prefer alternately vision equipped.
23 on the perception check.
Okay. In the dead of the night, marching through, the snow flurries lit up by this time. The winds have started to die down a little bit. And you notice in the skies a creature too big to be a bird or a bat or something flying away from the area where your party is marching. You just catch this creature against the light of the moon for just a few moments, and then lose it again as the clouds shift overhead. This is as you're marching back south towards the mine.
Well, I will hang back and tell everybody that there's a very scary, large, winged thing flying above us. Probably means to eat one of us.
Is it larger than a dire stir?
It's difficult to say because you don't have a good way to measure how far away it was or how large it was.
Okay. I don't
You want
like
me to go
dire
examine it?
sturges, for the record.
Oh, right. Wendy does have her wings back, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if it hasn't caused us any trouble, I can't imagine we should cause it any trouble.
Oh, no, I'm not saying I should go attack it, but I could at least get an eye on it if it's still following us. If it's not following us, then it's gone.
How close do you have to be to feel it?
Yeah, about... What is it? A distance that I'll tell you in a couple seconds?
And what do we remember the effective range on that acid breath? I guess that thing can't fly. Well, it's up to you, Wendy. I personally think we should just continue on.
Right. I'm with Red on this one.
I'm fine with it. If it gets any closer, I mean, I'll spot it. I'll just pay more attention to the air above us rather than in front of us.
Okay.
And if it swings back over us, then chances are we should find out what it's doing anyway, because at that point it's taking interest in us.
And you guys are resting during the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark off 3 days of provisions.
Alright.
Because there's little and less to forage for in these parts. Birdie, the night before, you are scheduled to get back to the mine. So fairly close to the mine. A couple of miles march away still. You're scouting ahead off in the distance as you're trudging through the snow. Which for you specifically is exhausting. Like 6 inches of snow to Birdie is pretty rough. But off in the distance you can see a point of light. And you watch it flicker in and out for a few moments. And you become convinced that it's a candle. Or something similar.
Birdie will run ahead and see if he can't figure out who it is or what it is.
Run ahead towards the light.
Well, I'll back off, tell everybody what I'm doing, and then go towards the light. That way, if something goes bad, I can scream and they'll come help me. But, like, I see something ahead.
And you think it's light?
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some eyeballs on it, since I have eyeballs.
Yeah, take a look. Oh, well, if we're being rude about this.
I wasn't trying to be rude.
I mean, technically, we do still have your eyeball.
Yeah, so there, Birdie.
Birdie, let's get a hide check. Unless you were just running and screaming your intentions.
No.
Running and screaming hide check.
25.
25. All right. Let's get a new table going here.
Oh, new table.
This is a perfectly circular snowbank.
Almost.
5-foot squares here or 10-foot?
These are 5 foot. So, Birdie, as you're marching to the south, so you guys will be coming from this direction here. There's a pair of these two bizarre kind of toothed structures that you've seen here and there poking up. These two are closer together than others that you've seen, which makes them a little unique. And nearby you do see a large snowbank, just a raised portion of the ground, where the snow is piled up several feet instead of just 6 inches. There is a variety of debris. Boxes and crates and things half buried in the snow. And amidst them see a humanoid figure in the center. The light, Birdie, go ahead and place yourself where you want to be. You're going to be approaching from this side.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would get as close as possible without being seen. Which...
Well, let me rephrase the declaration. Put yourself on the actual square where you want to be.
Can I see him from here? Like 60 feet of dark vision?
You can see the humanoid amidst the several crates. And on one of the crates, he does indeed have a candle burning. And it's burning very low.
You said it just looks like normal fire, right?
Yeah, it looks like just something for him to see by.
Okay. For a second, I thought you said it was blue, but we're talking about...
And the figure is kind of laying in the snow here. Amidst these crates. And from your position, first of all, he looks like a very large humanoid. You've seen several of the bear folk that were in the Great Glimmer's employ. You've also passed a few other just nomadic such peoples on the roads. They do seem to be more and more common this far north. And that seems to be what this man is, one of the bear folk. You can see that he's covered in layers of furs, some of which he has strewn around. But he seems to be in some kind of distress. He's got his back against one of the crates, and you see that he's applying pressure with his hands, pushing down on this mound of furs in front of him in his lap.
Well, I am going to very quickly... How far away is everybody else?
They will be off the corner of the map here, I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to, what can I do to signal them? I'm just going to, like, I'm just going to whistle at Red, and then run up to the bear.
If you whistle, this creature's going to hear you.
Well, I'm going to run up on the whistle. I'm going to run up on him.
Okay, so you guys, Red, you hear Birdie's whistle. His everything's okay, follow me whistle, I guess?
Yeah.
Coming from the
It's
creature.
a very distinct whistle. It sounds nothing like me screaming and peeing myself.
You definitely startle him, because from his point of view, you just kind of came skulking out of the darkness. Are you armed? What are you carrying?
I mean, I am armed, but I have no weapons out.
Okay. And yeah, he's very startled at first. And one of his hands, he keeps pressed down on the furs in his lap. With another, he reaches around the side of a crate. And you see his other hand come to rest on the hilt of an axe.
And
he stares at you.
How bad is it?
He says, "Don't let your eyes deceive you. I still have a mighty swing, even while injured."
Well, I've got some help coming. Do you want, yeah. They would be very angry if I left you here to bleed to death. So.
What are the rest of you hipsters doing?
I mean,
Once we
as
hear
soon as
the
he
whistle.
started whistling,
Yeah, Red will just say, "Oh, that's the he's running forward whistle."
That's the all clear.
Okay. So the rest of you guys start coming around the sides of the snowbank. Wendy, you're perching up on top of the snowbank?
yeah.
Okay. This is a good, probably 4 or 5 foot high. Of
30 feet, Adrex.
Raazu, what are you doing with the powder keg?
Once I'm up on him, I'll set it to the side.
Okay,
Right
let's
here,
put it on the
next to
map. This is an important enough item to keep track of.
Raazu, here, put it, and I'll pick it up and I'll move it away so that Adrex can go to this guy. So we have both of our characters who can do medicine. And yeah, as Adrex tries to get close to me, I'll say 30.
Like, I'll help Red carry this, because if this is heavy...
I mean, I've got 10 strength. I can.
Yeah, you
If I'm not
guys
fighting,
can
I
move.
should-
You guys, everybody can move this around easily enough. It's just carrying it for long, long stretches of time is going to.
And
be
I'll
exhausting.
motion for Adrex to circle around that way.
Just douse the fire sword.
He can't see in the dark.
Adrix starts bumping into shit, and as more
Are
and more
you
people
injured?
emerge from the darkness,
There's a
One of-
candle!
one of which with a flaming sword, as the bear man's looking around, and his hand never leaves the hilt of his axe.
Are you injured? Because we have a doctor.
What did this to you?
He says that He twisted his foot. A misstep. A hole in the ground.
And got stabbed
In
10
the back?
times?
Well, there's no blood on the furs.
Oh.
Raazu narrows her eyes.
He says he limped along for another day after that. Then the pain became too much. He's waiting for the injury to heal. But he reminds you that he still has a good swing on this axe if you should mean him any harm.
Okay, that's great. We're all great with axes. Do you want healing, though?
He asks which of you is the doctor.
Point at the man.
Gesture to Adrex.
Yeah, with the flaming sword. It's very
Adrex
tiny.
waves pleasantly.
From way back here.
Yes. He's following orders.
He squints in the candlelight and he sees Adrex holding the flaming sword. He asks what good your doctor can do so far away.
Well, you seem very intent on swinging your axe. We just wanted to make sure we didn't startle you.
He says that he won't unless you give him cause.
All right, Adrex, it's all right.
On my way.
I mean, I don't know why you're...
Red, 30 feet.
And can I make that medicine check?
You sure can. Everybody else roll initiative.
All right.
Sorry, we have to follow strict OSHA requirements for this
Oh,
thing.
I get advantage.
It's
Stole my
Hazardous
die.
materials.
yeah. It's
Oh my
actually
die.
DOSHA. It's Dragon OSHA.
Ooh, okay.
Should I also roll initiative or?
Oh, you should. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You should just roll both.
Med initiative.
Meta
Uh-huh.
initiative.
It's like Metagard in 13. FF13.
Is it though?
Kinda.
Let me get the colors right here. I did.
I never felt like Metagard was.
I felt Metagard was so broke.
I feel it was like Steel
every
Guard.
boss.
Steel Guard or nothing.
I don't think I ever
Is
got any of
Fang
those
is
to really
is
work.
Metagard for Fang? Is that her main?
No, we're talking 13.3.
Oh, okay. I never. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
I was bad.
Oh, 13.3, yeah, it's broke.
Steel Guard. Like, I always just
Adrex,
scream
how'd
that
you do on
out.
that medicine check?
17.
17. You're looking him over, and it becomes immediately apparent just the way that you managed to. You ask him to move his hand aside, you put your hands on his leg, and you peel one of the furs back. This man's not injured at all. Red is surprised. Birdie cannot be surprised, but you don't know anything else is going down. You're just watching nervously as Adrex checking him over.
Surprise. Big surprise there.
You can do something if you want, because you can never be surprised.
Right, no, I'm, like, I don't know anything's wrong.
You can preemptively shoot the man.
Why would I do that?
Okay.
Well, I know why I would do it, but, like, it would get me in trouble, so I won't do
We
it.
would yell at him, yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Okay. These guys all use their readied actions.
Boo. Oh. Right.
Adrex used the Bearman for cover.
The other one doesn't have a ready action. Okay, so Adrex,
Yes, sir.
just as you're coming to the realization this guy's not injured, he bolts up to his feet, hefts his huge axe, swings it at you.
Guys, I think this is a trap.
I have
Thanks.
a 17 to hit
Just hits.
and a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
Thanks, Adrex.
8 points of slashing damage from the great axe, as at the same time, 4 smaller humanoids burst out of the snow where they had been hiding.
8 years of medical school, and that's the best you can do? Say that it's a trap when they're attacking you?
Yeah, sell it in Latin.
Windy.
Fantasy Latin.
I have an 18
Moaked
to
it.
hit Windy.
That hits.
18 hits?
My AC changes between rounds? That was not a joke.
Hate your AC so much. 8 points. Piercing damage. This man stabs you with his dagger coming up out of the snow. Raazu.
Best of luck, buddy.
This one does not know enough to. Well, you don't have a reaction because you have not had your turn yet, have you?
Yeah, I'm still surprised.
You're still surprised, so he can disengage safely from you.
Yep.
Running towards Red in this very valuable cask that you guys are spending a lot of time keeping
No,
very
30
safe.
feet. Is he carrying a torch?
Is he carrying a torch? He's got dark vision.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
He's following DOSHA.
Red.
Yeah.
You did get your reaction back. I'll let you use your reaction to make an opposed strength check to keep hold of this cask.
Sure.
You only got to beat a
Got it.
11.
Got a 12.
So he darts over after he bursts out of the snow to what looks like this very valuable cask that you guys are taking great pains to keep separate from the main group. And he tries to wrench his arms around it. You and he tug of war back and forth to where you eventually win the bout. Which square do you place it in afterwards? Okay.
Like that.
And we're going to have one attack Adrex. Adrex. I have a natural 1. And we're going to have the last
That
one.
hits.
That hits?
No,
Really?
no, it doesn't.
We're going to have the last one come in and attack Birdie. Birdie, I have a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
Are you sure?
Let me double check.
And it's going to bring us to Adrex. Adrex, you were not surprised because you were using a medicine check and you realized that he's not injured.
Well, I'm gonna stab him in the face.
But then he will be injured. You'll need you need to make another medicine check.
He's injured now.
It'll be a real easy one to figure out how he was hurt, though. Equal parts cauterization and face stabbing.
Looks like here you
27
were
hit.
stabbed with the Dragonborn.
27 does hit.
27 does hit. Excellent. Before.
That's been going around lately.
Come on, Adrex. We're not going to suss out this guy's AC if you keep rolling that well.
Sorry, I'll work on that.
We know.
6 fire and 7 pierce. Second, and can he please make a strength saving throw?
That was-
DC
so
18.
13 total damage.
Yes.
Strength saving throw. 24.
He makes it,
He's a
but he
big-
still takes.
He's a big bulky bear man.
Okay, they're still D10s. I had to check that. I wasn't sure. Takes an additional 6 damage on
Okay.
that. And I'm going to stab him again.
Yep.
I just feel like if you're gonna ambush a group of people,
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Well, hit. For, whoops. Five fire and 7 piercing.
And he is
And
bloodied.
he can make that same strength saving throw.
I'm sure he can. 19.
Oh, yeah. But he still takes an additional 9 damage.
Okay.
it's a new Atrix in town.
Third attack.
Yep.
13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Does not hit. All right. And offhand attack.
Bonus action.
Yeah. 27.
What's your offhand weapon?
Silver sword.
Okay.
For another 6 slashing.
So
Our
1 second,
hand weapon is my bow.
examining this man's leg. And just about the time you're coming to the realization that he's not injured at all, his companions burst out of the snow around him. He stands up and swings his axe at you, and you're just stabbing him repeatedly. And you've done a great deal of damage to him. Parts of his cloak are singed and burns, and he's reeling from the stab marks in his face and neck. Moving or staying put?
I am staying put.
All right. Windy is still surprised. Raazu is still surprised. And that brings us to...
Orangey boy. Where would be the meanest place to spawn this guy?
Well, I already knew where he was.
Okay.
And... Red, I have a 20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 11 points of piercing damage.
I have my reaction at this point, right?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and uncanny that down to 5.
Okay. As an Erd breaks through the snow just above you on the snowbank, fires down an arrow out of his short bow. He would have loved to have fired more than that, but... Oh, this isn't a held action. This is his actual turn. He could totally fire more than that. Second attack, I have a 23 to hit.
Yep.
For 7 points of piercing damage. As another arrow comes singing out of the snow. Looks like they're trying to drop you quick so they can make off with your cask. And he takes to the air and is swooping overhead out of your reach, circling you. That's going to bring us to this mysterious yellow one. What could it be?
It's a pass.
Back to the bandits. So, red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? They're thinking they can probably drop you pretty quickly. Neither of them seeing how badly Adrex is stabbing their boss. I have a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
8 points of stabbing damage from the bandit's short sword. We'll give one of those to Windy. Windy, I've got a 21 to hit.
That hits.
For 5 points of stabbing damage. Birdie. There we go. That's more what these guys should be capable of. I got an 11 to hit Birdie.
No.
And Raazu. I have a 20 to hit.
Double it.
For 5 points of stabbing damage as the bandits close in on you. Red, what are you going to do about this?
Red pulls a dagger out of one of the sheaths that he doesn't usually pull daggers out of. Goes ahead and stabs this guy. So bonus action feint. So I have advantage. That's one of my superiority die. Attack. That'll hit an armor class of 16.
16 will hit.
All right. And he needs to make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Big fail.
Okay, this might be a little. Give me a second.
Because of math.
This is ice.
It's snow that you're traveling on. It's not slippery.
No, the cold This is the cold damage from the.
Oh, the dagger
Dragonborn
is ice.
dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my ice die. This is my dagger die. I need 5 of these for sneak attack. And then I need 3 of these left. 7 for poison. Oh, and 1 for superiority. 6, 7, and superiority die.
Got enough dice?
Okay, do you care about the damage types at all?
No, I do. I do not. I don't think there's not a way he can survive this. There's just
Yeah, I know.
You have more dice than he has hit points. So yeah, you unsheath your dagger and you just plunge it into this man's heart.
55
Yeah, it does
damage.
That'd kill like 5 of these guys if you could spread the damage out somehow.
That's the end of Red's turn.
He stabs you and tries to reach past you and circle around to use the cask. And as he does, you find an opening and put a poisoned cold dagger into his heart, and he does not even have time to realize he's dead before his body hits the snow.
Hey, Red, aren't you?
We'll help on the flyer, Wendy.
Birdie, you're up. Do I get Birdie? Because you're a small creature. Should I count the snow as difficult terrain for Birdie?
How deep is the snow?
About 6 inches.
Well, that's Birdie's 3.5 feet tall, so
Yeah, all right. We'll say it's just not comfortable to walk in.
all right. Well, I'm just going to pull out a dagger and a short sword, and I'm going to stab this guy right here with my dagger.
As you do. Adrex, you're carrying the Faymore, yes, and it's lit.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, so that is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
All right. This is with the dagger, and my sneak attack is currently 76. 1, 2,
Rogues are
3,
busted.
4,
Just busted.
7. Red, if you're level 12, I think your sneak attack is actually one higher than you actually rolled.
Messed up.
So that is
Yeah, that's enough.
all right.
That's enough.
Won't even let me do the math.
You can just go ahead and math all you want.
Okay, so I'll use my offhand attack to stab this friend right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say hi in Kobold.
That's
And
a
that's
nat
a
20.
crit. On this is a short sword
Okay.
for 11 points of piercing damage.
And Birdie, never knowing a fury like being deceived by these
He's
men
drunk.
in the snow, lashes out once with his dagger and then immediately swings around behind him and cuts the second man's throat. And they both die.
Snowballs.
Moving
Birdie
to
screams
Treble.
out, I was trying I'm going to I'm just gonna stay put. Birdie screams out, I was trying to be nice!
Okay.
That's why you don't do good things.
This guy, seeing that his men are all being slaughtered, realizes his mistake and he's going to disengage and run away from you.
Can I sentinel that?
He's within 10 feet of you. He was.
He leaves my threat range. Double check that. Sentinel does weird things.
Sentinel's 5 feet, not threat. You did this last time.
Well, you didn't have a weapon ready, though, because you were carrying the cask, and you didn't know this guy was going to attack you. So far, your weapons are still stowed, from my understanding. Your threat range should be 5 feet because you're unarmed. You have yet to draw a weapon out.
Fine.
So yeah, no, he's cutting and running. I mean, it's abject terror at this point. He thought you guys would be easy marks for him and his men, and he has completely underestimated you, and now he is cutting his losses and running to try to preserve his last few hit points. Adrex, you're up.
Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get him. All right. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. See, the problem he didn't realize is the doctor. I can't finish it. I can't finish it.
The doctor is in. It was staring you right in the face.
That's a 12 to hit. Fuck.
12 does not hit.
Second attack.
Found it. We told him.
13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
That's not it either. 14 now, Adrex.
What is est captionem?
No, that's backwards.
That's according to Google, that is Latin for it's a trap.
Adrex.
Offhand attack.
Yes!
14 to hit.
That'll do it. No, it won't.
That'll do it.
14 will not hit.
14 will not hit.
Will not hit. So Adrex,
Oh no.
this guy breaks and runs, seemingly abandoning his still living companions, and you, just disgusted by this show of cowardice, chase him down, but dashing through 6 inches of snow, slashing wildly with your sword, you just do not manage to catch anything but the back end of his furs.
Action surge.
Oh,
Uncalled for.
There you go.
23 to hit.
that'll hit.
Uncalled for. This is very called for.
He only has. he's
You
only
took
one
Savage
man.
Attacker, right?
7 piercing and 8 fire.
Okay, and he's dead.
He's dead.
Yep. What are you gonna do with the rest of your action surge?
Um,
Can't move anywhere.
I can't move anymore. I got a pair of javelins.
Okay. You're attacking
That one.
everything at disadvantage because
That's fine.
there's no other light sources.
Sure. That is a 17 to hit.
17 will hit. Attacking the bandit up here on Windy.
Yeah. For 6 piercing.
Okay.
I'll get him if you want, Adrex.
And he is bloody.
And he's bloodied.
Mhm.
And we'll fire one at that guy too, because I'm already rolling at disadvantage. So why not?
Is that even within your disadvantage range on a javelin?
I don't think so.
Tell me to do it.
120 feet. Actually, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So that is
All
a
squares.
25 to hit
25 will hit.
for 10 piercing.
For 10 piercing. You hear this Erd cry out as you just launch this javelin
10
in the
piercing.
darkness, guided by nothing but instinct. And a minute later, you hear the thing squeal. Red, you hear the frenzied flap of wings above your head as this Erd struggles to maintain his balance in the air. Adrex, moving or staying put?
I'm spent.
Double action
Yeah.
surge.
Action or surge?
Yeah, he's flying, right? Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, it's going to bring us to Windy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a shot at that bird. Draw my bow and take a nice gauge of the air.
Okay.
Shoot it towards him.
The winds are strong tonight, but not so strong that they inhibit you in any way. Well, I don't know. That too.
No, I'm pretty fucked. That's a 14 to hit.
14 will hit. And you launch an arrow and take the Erd out of the air. Let's roll to see if he crashes into the cask of powder.
He's not carrying a flame.
Considering he was circling above, I'll give him 10% odds. And Red, you watch as the shape of this Erd falls out of the sky with Windy's arrow and Adrex's javelin, and for a second you think it's going to crash and destroy the keg of powder, but it lands just next to it. One of its wings bent and coiled around the cask. Windy, what
And
else
then
you
I'm
got?
just gonna spin kick this guy sitting right next to me.
He's not sitting, he's standing with a knife, stabbing you.
Well, not for long. That's a 14 to hit
14 will hit.
for 7 slashing.
7 slashing, that's enough for him. As you spin kick him down and he lands in the snow. Moving or staying put?
I'm gonna hop down here and like kind of give it a look around. I guess there's just some crates.
There's a couple of crates. There's a lot of furs laying down that the man had pulled up over his legs.
Huh.
It's going to bring
Oh,
us
that's
to
it for my turn.
Raazu.
Raazu looks around. Sees no immediate threat. Hey, what are you doing? You can't move right now.
I know. I thought we were off initiative,
Nope.
so I'm just putting myself back where we were.
That puts me there. I'm gonna go
Okay.
cover the cask with red. And then I'm going to dodge here.
And then tentacles burst up out of the snow.
Birdie.
All around you guys, centered around these crates. Some of them coming out of the walls, forming the snowbank behind you. We'll put 2 on Birdie and 2 on Windy. Reaches what? 10 feet.
Birdie, how dare you?
These are not friendly tentacles.
Some of the tentacles grab the dead bodies laying around you and yank them back into the snow. Back into the wall of the snowbank. Birdie, I have a 10 to hit.
No.
I have a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay. 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm gonna uncanny that.
And you are grappled. And Windy, I have a 11 to hit.
No.
And then a 27.
That'll hit.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. And you also are grappled. As these tentacles that seem to be formed out of the snow itself, as though the snow had condensed down into this icy crystalline form that only barely glints in the firelight, Adrex standing this far away, topples this candle over and bursts through one of the crates. And it's pretty clear that these tentacles are going to drag you back into the snowbank, given half a chance. That's going to bring us back to red.
So is there a creature like concealed with those tentacles, or?
Difficult to say. You just see, right now you see 2 tentacles poking out of the side wall of the snowbank.
Uh-huh.
One is grappling Windy, one is grappling Birdie. The others have grabbed corpses and drawn them back in.
Let's do an active perception check to see if I can figure out if there's an actual creature at the end of those or something.
Go ahead and make this perception check at advantage.
There we go. 26.
Looking at the way these tentacles are lashing out and grabbing your companions, it strikes you that you fought a creature similar to this before at Unconscious Fortress on the bridge.
Yep.
And you're thinking this entire snowbank is a giant mimic.
Let's go ahead and give Windy advantage on her next attack against the snow mimic, and then with
So-
the rest of my movement, I can move to here.
Red, here's what you get right now.
Yeah.
I have this marked out on my map. With this active perception check, it looks like the mimic is just mimicking a large mass of snow built up on the side of this snowbank. These are the squares you're pretty sure comprise the mimic itself, and you're not sure how fast it can move or how that movement might even happen.
Yeah, and I'll yell out to my group where I think it is, and yeah, Windy gets advantage on her next attack against it.
Okay,
Mimic's got a mimic.
bring us to Birdie.
I
Birdie,
mean,
you are being grappled by this thing.
okay, well, I already have my daggers and my short sword in my hand, so let's use the old ultra violence, or I don't know, medium violence. I am a kobold.
Small violence.
Small violence. That is a 29 to hit.
29 does hit.
Okay. Let's see.
Bless you.
2, 3,
Thank you.
6. I need one more D. All right, that's 2 cold damage and 29 piercing.
Does sneak attack damage take on the damage type of the weapon?
1, 2, 3.
I've always
wait, hold
assumed
on.
that's the case because you're using a dagger for piercing damage, but if you use a slashing weapon, it's slashing
Yeah.
damage, right? And
Actually,
Yeah,
I
that's-
always so.
you're using a
that's how
dagger
I've
that's
always-
cold damage. The dagger
Is it
doesn't
actu-
do any kind of piercing damage, just cold.
Oh,
And it
okay.
seems completely immune to this dagger.
Wait, I thought the Dragonborn ones did piercing plus extra cold.
right.
They just add a D2 of cold.
Okay, so does the dagger using actually deal piercing damage? Because you said
That's
just
what
cold.
we have
damage.
written down.
Okay, so how
Yeah,
much
we-
piercing damage do you do?
Start 29 piercing
29?
and
Plus
Yeah.
2 cold, which it immune. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get calc.exe here. Which I've learned they don't put on Macintosh computers. They don't have a calc.exe.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. I was told by a Mac user that they don't have calc.exe.
They absolutely do.
And why would a Mac user lie to me?
I don't know. The Mac I set up for my dad has it.
Birdie, you have no movement.
right.
Is that the end of your turn?
No, I'm going to offhand attack.
Okay.
With a short sword, and that is another crit on the
On the
wrong
non-sneak
attack.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
So that's 3 damage.
3 damage.
3 damage crit.
That's the best critical hit I've ever seen. Birdie, you're staying put. That's going to bring us to Adrex.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. First attack.
It's Adrex time.
He's already used his action surge.
19 to hit.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny when he used his action surge on just the bandits. And... yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit 4. Eight piercing and 6 fire.
8 piercing and 6 fire. The fire seems
Yeah.
especially effective.
Please make a wisdom saving throw. DC 18.
13.
All right, fails. He takes an additional 6 damage, and he has disadvantage on any creature he attacks other than me.
Okay.
Second attack.
Yes, sir. What was that maneuver, by the way?
That was going attack.
goading attack? Okay.
14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Will hit.
I mean, you're just stabbing into the tentacles in the snow, so it's
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
7 fire and 6 piercing.
Okay.
Third attack. It's a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 6 fire, 8 piercing.
Okay.
And offhand. 20.
20 will hit.
Nope, not those dice.
This dice.
This dice. For 9 slashing.
All right. And Adrex just runs up and begins stabbing the hell out of this thing. And I gotta roll some percentile here. You hit with all 3 of your Famors, then miss with the silver sword, right?
No. All 4 hit. Right? Yeah. I think all 4 hit. All 4 hit.
The third time you draw the Famor back, the fire on the blade has been extinguished. The weapon seemed effective against the monster, but you're stabbing into just ice and snow. And it is supernaturally cold where you're standing. Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Staying put. That's going to
That's
bring
fine.
us to...
I like the cold.
I hate to be that guy, but is it dark around Adrex now?
Oh, yeah. There's no other source of light. We were very clear about that. Brings us to Wendy, who doesn't care that it's dark around Adrex right now.
Nope. And I'm going to pull out my dagger and stab this creature
Okay.
with advantage.
Which dagger? You guys have so many daggers, I can't even keep track.
It's I have a few of those Dragonborn daggers. So
Okay.
it's the I'm not gonna bother rolling cold damage.
Yeah, you can't
But
do cold damage
yeah.
against this.
Yep.
It was Raazu's trident that didn't deal piercing. It was able to deal cold instead.
Yeah,
yeah, I think yeah.
which is now a whip.
It's now
Yeah.
Which is,
It does
more
slashing and
complicated.
cold. So
That's 19 to hit
that'll hit.
for 6 slashing,
Okay.
and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
25. No.
All right.
I'm sorry. 23.
Another dagger attack.
Mhm.
For a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Another 5 magical slashing.
Okay.
Or piercing. Magical piercing, I'm sorry.
Magical piercing.
And a Constitution save.
21.
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it a quick elbow strike for 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's 6 magical bludgeoning and a Constitution save.
It's real good at these con saves.
I've got a lot of dice.
That's an 18.
And one last attack. That's a 21 to hit
21 will hit.
for another 6 bludgeoning and a con save.
$20.
All right.
bummer.
And you are just wailing on this tentacle with all you have. And as you do, large parts of the snowbank behind you slough off and fall to the ground, and powder is blown out in all directions. That's going to bring us to Raazu.
Raazu is going to dash, giving this thing kind of a wide berth.
Okay.
Come up here next to Adrex.
Just to get into that position?
Yes.
Okay. That's all you're doing?
That's all I can do with a dash.
Okay. Birdie and Windy are engulfed by the creature as the tentacles draw them in. Adrex, technically you get an attack of opportunity against Windy.
I guess Wendy.
While you're engulfed, you can't breathe, you're restrained, and you are no longer outside the mimic. And there is a huge flurry of snow and ice as this thing reaches out with other pseudopods and grabs a couple other of the corpses laying around. All around you. As part of the... It looks like part of the sandbank, or snowbank, collapses. Adrex and Raazu, you swear you can feel the snow move and slither around your boots.
Feet.
That's going to bring us to Red.
Let's go ahead and take a shot on him.
Okay. What square are you shooting?
I'm going to shoot the square.
Okay.
DOSHA requirements. So first I'm going to move to get a clean shot. 15. DOSHA requirements say I can't leave the barrel unattended for more than one action. So that'll hit an armor class of 24.
That'll hit if there is indeed a mimic in that square.
And is Adrex adjacent if there's a mimic?
Oh yeah, if there's a mimic in this square, he's absolutely adjacent.
Pretty good.
So that's 34 magical piercing damage.
If there's a mimic in that square.
Yep.
So you put an arrow.
Okay.
It's, from your perspective, you can't tell. You put an arrow
Yeah.
into the side of this snowbank, and it just looks like it sticks there. Inside the creature, Birdie and Windy, you feel it convulse a lot, like constrict all around you, as it shudders from the impact of this blow.
I'll give Adrex advantage against that square of snow, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. It's going to bring us to Birdie. Before you do anything,